All right, we're here at Concord Commons. It's February 3rd, 2018. I'm here to point out the fact that this project, I don't know how many hundreds of properties it is here, is actually, it's billed as a public housing project, but it's actually private. As you can see, this is how Rockford Housing Authority cares for the property here. Just look at the filthy mess. It's just a filthy mess is what Rockford Housing Authority is. Well, the owner of Concord Commons was also the chairman of Rockford Housing Authority. So he was the private owner of this complex, where all the votes come from in Winnebago County, because he's also the top Democrat. Well, I found out just recently that the mortgage for this property was made at Amcor Bank. And the owner, top Democrat here, never had to make a mortgage payment. All right? This is the largest cocaine crack house in Winnebago County. In 2000, or 2001, there was a police officer who was murdered shortly, just a few short blocks away from here. This was his beat. When they announced on TV and on the radio that anybody with any information about what could have happened to Officer Kevin Rice, please call the police department. So I did. I had a City of Rockford building inspector sitting out in front of my house within 15 minutes. Well, come to find out that the owner of Concord Commons got his mortgage through Amcor Bank. My Mormon bishop was the largest stockholder in Amcor Bank when it went belly up in 2010 for self-dealing and fraud. This guy was a secret director of the bank on the board of directors of Amcor Bank, Amcor Financial Inc. When the employees and the retirement people with the retirement funds sued Amcor Financial, and they went belly up. That was the same time when the owner or the director of Amcor Bank, the top shareholder, had a real estate company. They had bought my properties that had been forced sale in a fraudulent lawsuit from 2002 to 2006. Unbeknownst to me, he was an owner of the company that bought my property, with the promise to sell it back to me if I just bought 6 of their properties, which all turned out to be fraud. I'll explain those later on my blog. My blog is rockfordfraud.wordpress.com. I put it up a year and a half ago to protect myself because, as we learned yesterday, February 2nd, the FBI has been run as a criminal enterprise probably forever. Probably since J. Edgar Hoover was dancing around in his tutu. As we all know, he was a cross-dresser, and blackmail was one of the most useful tools in keeping everybody's mouth shut. Well, there's something going on here with my Mormon bishop, then General Authority of the Mormon Church, who held the mortgage at his bank and who sustains the satanic secret conspirators who have defrauded me for 40 years. And to be quite honest, he's not just sustaining them, he's part of it. He was probably part of it as it began in 1978, the same year he moved to Rockford and became one of the top attorneys in town, with his best friend, the future state's attorney Paul Logley. So yeah, it's kind of dirty. It's kind of dirty, and I'm kind of tired of being on the rear end of the deal. So I'm hoping that perhaps there's an honest prosecutor in America, especially Illinois. I don't know. I've tried many attorneys. I've talked to a couple attorneys out in out west where there's a lot of LDS population. They tell me that there are several other general authorities who are implicated in lawsuits, or at least from people who have contacted them. So I'm going to be signing out, and I've tried to incorporate one of these attorneys to represent me, but I guess they're kind of busy. So I don't know if there is an attorney out there who's honest. It would have to be a Trump supporter. I couldn't take a satanic Hillary Clinton supporter, because these are the Clintons are the people who are behind the cocaine coming to Concord Commons. In 1996 or 1997, there were 2 boys murdered on the railroad tracks down in Saline County, Arkansas. The cocaine from that murder came to Rockford, Illinois. So in my opinion, this is where it ended up. Although this wasn't the address she said, I'm sure in some way it ended up here. So I don't think I want to speak anymore. I'm freezing out here. But if you could share this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I say, I've been fighting these bastards for 40 years. It's deep state in secret combination with the satanic members who have infiltrated my own Mormon church. And I don't say satanic lightly. That comes from the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon foretold 187 years ago that satanic secret conspirators would do just exactly what they're doing. So, as a very pro-Mormon, I got to stand up for my prophet, Joseph Smith. So please share this. And I got to say, if it wasn't for Joseph Smith, I never would have found out who was targeting me my whole entire adult life. And because I knew and had the potential to find out, I'm sure that's why I was targeted. Because now you know. And now everybody in the world can watch this video and know that America has been run from at least since the time the CIA killed John F. Kennedy. This country has been run by a fascist, corporate, Nazi-rooted, Wall Street, New World Order banking satanic cartel. The top dog has been George Herbert Walker Bush. So there's a lot more to the story. Please check out my blog, rockfordfraud.wordpress.com. And please share. Appreciate you watching.